you my new bitch look like Tyler Berry.
Hello everyone, this is me, Royalty Tea Room, and tonight, we're getting into the newest episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 3, I believe. So basically, there's really not much catching up to do from last episode. Britt is having family over, and she's telling us that she was a video vixen in high school.
You was licking your box with your children in the living room?
Which I feel like, because one of the producers was like, did you date Rick Ross? She said yes. So she's really not that like much older than, well, what I thought how old she was. She's not that old. Yeah, she was a video vixen and she dated Rick Ross. I was like, okay, so she really is popping. Like, she's also self-made. She talks about in the episode how she opened like an insurance company, but we'll get into that. But her family comes over for dinner and is questioning her and her man, I believe his name is Mike, could be wrong, about why they ain't married yet. Like, where's the ceremony? And then they split up. She goes downstairs and talks to her family, and she brings up the loss of her dad, who died in 2015, which is really sad. And basically he had like a $2 million life insurance policy, but it canceled because he was in between jobs. So that was a little life tip for, like, I guess us youngins who that could happen to anyone. So that was really good.
The best wishes.
You're leaving me.
I'm praying for you, though.
Kept that in my mental note, because you never know where life takes you. So I'm just picking up my cues as I go along, you know. But Britt and her sisters are not as close anymore. After her father died, they wanted to go into business together, and they did, but working with family is exactly what I knew it was going to be. Like, every time, every celebrity, every person who's ever went to business with their family always says the same thing about it. Just, it's like, don't do it. Don't mix business and pleasure. Like, don't work with your family. It never works out. Or your friends. But the next scene, Portia and Kelly meet up. And basically, so their meeting was interesting because there was like a back and forth with a little shade, but it was fun. But I felt like it was a little fake. Like, they quickly got over their gripe. And the producers showed like a little backstory where Kelly called Portia, and Portia's like, who's this on the phone? And I was like, oh. And she still invited her to come. Like, who's this? Girl, it's me. Duh. And then, the shit was real. Portia said that Kelly has different personalities. I did not gather that. Granted, I'm on the other side of the screen, but I think Kelly's pretty consistent for like what she stands on. You know, like, I really don't have a real issue with her. Like, she asked what everyone wanted to know, and that was that. She's not like Marlo. I feel like someone like Marlo has different personalities. And then Kelly said that Portia has different men. That is more than shade, Kelly. That's like true tea. I'm sorry. So Portia does not like the fact that Shamia told Kelly to talk to Portia at Shamia's birthday party. I hope you followed that. She just feels like, yes, Shamia's heart was in the right place, but it was just the wrong time. And Portia's just going through a lot of like negativity, and she just really wants those who are with her to like be with her and not.
Wig squeezing your brain too tight, heifer.
I can see how that is seen as sneaky, but I really do think that Shamia just wants them to like hash it out. She feels like it's not that serious. I think it is that serious because you're accusing her of stealing someone else's man, but at the same time, like, the whole world thinks that, so kind of got to take it as you can. That's why you keep your true friends close. But yeah, the dinner or the lunch ends with them being friends all of a sudden, so that's reality TV for you. I'm joking. I'm sorry. Next scene, Drew's in the studio. Mind you, she has a beautiful voice. I mean, we all knew that, but her in the studio, I was like, wow. And they say a certain art really happens like after a loss of something, and now her losing her marriage, it's like maybe, you know, we'll get some like real core artistic pieces from her that maybe she never knew she had. Angela, Cynthia, and Kenya, they all show up to the studio.
Like a bobblehead, and Cynthia was just there.
for support. Angela talks about her man again. I think that's going to be the thing with Angela. Like, if I was a producer, I would say, listen, Charles is not a housewife. He is a husband, but I don't know. It's like, it reminds me of Peter, just a snidget, you know? They should give him a green screen. Kenya asks about Dennis to Drew, and Drew does not want to answer. Like, she's over here trying to sip her tea like it's a cocktail. Maybe it is, who knows? Trying to avoid anything. And Kenya's like, are you trying to avoid the question? Like, I see you. But basically, Drew kind of states that she's always been attacked in this group, and that's where I kind of just like, not true. Attacked is a harsh word. I feel like Kim, season 8, was attacked. Drew has been shown receipts and continues to falsify them to the best of her abilities. Like, there's something very just fake with Drew, just a hedge, you know? And I like her. Like, I don't really have an issue with her and who she portrays on TV, but throughout, like, her seasons being on the show, I can see that some of the things she just says just need a bit more clarity, you know? I feel like Eva, like, how much more clarity do we need? But yeah, Kenya says she's wrong, and it's like, yeah, Kenya's right. You're wrong. And then Drew just brings up some weird receipts. I couldn't even really follow what the producers or the executives were trying to show with those receipts. I was like, wait, what? Like, what? Just because this doesn't really mean anything. And none of it was sufficient. And that is important to know since she'll be going to court soon for her divorce. But Kenya says that Drew's being talked about like a whore.
Called 10 more whores, and I'm just
called
saying,
you a whore this year at all.
And I was like, ooh, that's a stretch. I mean, that is like calling the pot calling the kettle black, because I remember like season 6 when Kenya and Apollo and Fate. This is where the record goes. I'm just saying, like, that's funny. She's saying that when she went through the exact same thing. Watching that, I was like, this is like deja vu. But say what you will. Angela talks about how she talked with Shamia, and she tells Cynthia and Kenya that, and they're like, ooh, like, what happened with that? And basically, she just tells her, you know, that it blew up. Shamia couldn't take what she said. And how I feel on these two, it's like they really don't have a reason to be upset. Like, Angela was just wondering why she did ask that, and I feel like Shamia maybe is getting defensive because she has a guilty conscience. It's like, if you really don't feel like, if you felt like what you were asking was innocent, you wouldn't be getting all upset with Angela or throwing all this shade. And we'll put a pin in that, because in the later scene, the delusion of it all. But let's continue. Next scene, Shamia talks to her sisters about the party and mentioned going to Boston, you know, about her kids. And honestly, every time Shamia brings up her kids, it is very, like, sad, because we all know what she's going through. So anyone who has been through that or is going through that or knows anyone is going through that, I'm sending love to you. It's very sad. But yeah, the scene after that, Angela and Charles are at their rental property. Can I just say, this couple is weird, and it's only weird because I don't understand it, but that doesn't mean that they're not in love. Follow me. They are always going, like, back and forth, like a little bickering, almost like they can't stand each other. And I know some people love like that, but I don't know, like, if that was my sister, I would not really want her to be in that type of relationship. But whatever floats her boat, they've been married for so long, they got it. So who am I to say? But yeah, Angela talks about 2017 and how they separated, just like I kind of figured. They separated in 2017, they got into it, and they were, like, living separately, but now they're back together, apparently. It doesn't seem that way. Drew then goes to see her lawyer, and I'm assuming, like, the last court date, because they kept saying, like, previously, and we never saw this, so this must have been before they started filming. Ralph was cross-examining her because his lawyer did not show up, and it's like, where did you get your law degree at?
Yeah, well, honey, you stay out of a case because you got 20.
It's giving Kim being a nurse. I'm sorry. I mean, she was a nurse apparently, but yeah, still. But yeah, Ralph is sneaky because the judge is asking for financial paperwork and he's giving the judge Drew's financial paperwork. Like, are you trying to get her money? Just say that. Just say that. Just say you're deadbeat, broke down, and a loser. Don't wasting our time. It's like, really, this is the mother of your kids. And see, I have personal issues with that, but I don't feel like that is a manly thing to do. And any woman who wants to date that type of man, yeah. But her lawyer mentions that their divorce case will be revealed to the public. And I didn't know that they actually like tell the client that first. I thought it just kind of happens, but you learn something every day. But then the next scene, Shamia and her daughter go to the hospital for the surgery. I believe her daughter is getting her tonsils removed. And that seems scary, especially because her daughter's like 5. So I didn't think that they did that young, but yeah. And then, you know, her husband's like all nervous and everything. That was a really quick scene. Portia and her mother meet up. That's the next scene, and they go get pampered. And that is kind of like Portia's downtime where she can talk about how she feels, really meditate, gather herself, feel her spirit in herself, because you can kind of like feel her stress on screen. Even though she hides it well, like this is Portia's second divorce on the show, and it's like, wow, this is bad. But they're talking about her divorce with Simon, and Simon's family does not want any parts of it. And Portia is just hurt because she always felt like that the family would be there for her. I'm sorry if you hear that. That's my heating AC unit. My apologies. Yeah, Simon's family does not want to intervene with the divorce. And I think she said Benin. I don't really know much about that country. I gotta look it up. But that's messed up, because when you marry someone, you marry their family, so they say. And it's like, you guys did not like me that much where you're just okay with us getting a divorce? Okay, noted. Portia, take you and your family and your money and your show and all that you have, all the good things you have, leave that man and don't look back, because honestly, rejection is God's protection. So, not saying you was rejected, but them rejecting you, it's like, don't even try to fight this. Don't even try to think you can figure this out. This is toxic. This is bad. So yeah, Portia brings up to her mom how Shamia brought the hurtful bone to her, so Shamia told Portia how in that first episode Kelly and Bert was talking about Portia and saying how, like, why did she steal her man? And
the man that you've been sleeping with, the man that you've been going around having an affair with as a married. Oh, no.
Really shouldn't be using quotes, because why did she steal her man? But Portia's mom just feels like, careful who is bringing you the bone, because they ain't innocent either. Which I get that, like 50-50, but at the same time, it's Shamia. Like, we know Shamia is loyal to Portia, and if you don't know, go watch the previous seasons, then you'll know. Kelly then throws a party for her foundation, which is, I can't remember the like full word, how you call it, but in short, it's brittle bone. And they do that at Balmain. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's obviously something that's never been in my budget before, but hopefully now. Portia and Drew share a makeup artist. So Portia arrives there early because she stated that he had to give her a quick little beat down because Drew was like taking up all of his time. And it's just like, that's petty.
Can you more here? Miss America 1990.
Miss USA.
But low-key, I would do the same. Everybody is dropping a fat coin in the store, okay? The price tag's like $2,000, $3,000, $896 for a bracelet? Ooh, I gotta upgrade my life, y'all. That is crazy. But that stuff look good, though. We live for that. Shamia is like going in on Angela's nose. Like, honestly, Shamia and Angela, they can read, because they was reading each other. And I was like, yo, this is cool. But I liked Angela's Flavor Flav. She said Shamia looked like Flavor Flav. I literally laughed out loud. I was like, low key though. But then Shamia said her 99-cent nose. And then the way she just, in her confessional, I was like, I like this. This is good. This is like OG. I don't want to say Nene because that's too advanced. It's kind of like Cynthia original Cynthia and like original Kim, because Kim used to be kind of good at reading. I don't know, argue with your mother. So then Drew pops up 66 minutes late, and the producers are messy for putting that time at the bottom. 66 minutes late, like 66. You had to count that last 6. And I guess they made it a big thing. Not a big thing amongst the girls, but just production. It's like, oh, she showed up late. And I love how Angela called Shamina. I was a little like, that's kind of corny, but obviously Angela is someone who's older. But I mean, if this was like 1995, that would have been funny. But then, yeah. But I didn't like that the girls, when they were talking, so Kenya pulled Angela over, so it was now Kenya, Angela, Cynthia, and someone else, I can't remember. And then it was Shamia, Kelly, Britt, and then her one friend Angela Ming or something, and then Portia walks over eventually, and then Portia and them are talking, then Kenya walks over, and Kenya's just like, what is it about the nose? And Portia's like, y'all not gonna just stay on the nose. I mean, she called her Flavor Flav. No. She called her nose out first. Angela was really trying to have a conversation with Shamia. Shamia hit her with the, like, you know, I want to talk to Angela, not her representative. Maybe that's how she felt. And it's okay to have a different opinion, but, like, for what? So, yeah, I don't know. Shamia kind of started with her first, trying to throw shade, and Angela's clearly not a punk. So Shamia said the 99-cent nose first comment, and Angela said, okay, you look like Flavor Flav. Like, she's not someone you can just throw shade at and that's it. She's like, I really don't care to talk to you. And she called Shamia a mean girl. I don't think Shamia's a mean girl. I just think Shamia has come a long way. And even though Shamia is a newbie, she does feel like she's an OG. And she's an OG friend. Not an OJ. OG friend. Not an OJ. So Angela's just like, you're not better than me. And I like that. I like that she is not going to let Shamia run her around, treat her like Kim or Marla, or, you know, none of that. So then Drew pulls up on Portia, and obviously, because I didn't think this at first until the end of the episode, but it's clear as day Drew got some balls because her sister Allison is there, and as we know from the previous seasons, Allison is about that life. And so just like, Drew, don't try to do this when your sister's there. That's not tough. I mean, don't get me wrong, your sister's gonna come regardless if y'all are fighting, but don't initiate it, especially when you know you have backup, because that's just giving, it don't look good to the viewers. So yeah, then Portia noticed her sister was there, because she was like, where's all this audacity coming from? I like that. I was like, yo, that's funny. But yeah, Allison's crazy in a good way. So next time, Kenya mentions her launch of Kenya Moore Hair Care at this table, and then Britt and her get into it, and I think old Kenya comes out, and I'm living for it, because why is Britt trying her? Like, leave her alone. She's in hibernation. You do not want old Kenya to come out, and if you do, you obviously have not been watching and doing your research, and if you haven't been doing your research, you don't belong on this TV show. So yeah. And then also Ralph and Drew talk. Ralph says that his son Josiah, I believe is his name, brought him an article with all this information about Ralph and how he's a scum and everything. But it's like, they're gonna find out one day, right? And the truth of the matter is, you are giving scum energy. So maybe change your ways so when they do find out, they're okay. Or maybe tell them the truth and that you're scum. I mean, if you really can't change who you are, then just don't try to change the perception. But, I mean, that's really it. That's the whole episode. And then next week, that's that. So I hope you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know how you feel about Real Housewives. Is it giving that charm? I think so far this season, I really like the updated tech. And the new girls are pretty cool. I live for Angela. Yes, I do live for Angela. Not her man, but Angela. But yeah, let me know how you guys feel, and like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see ya. Bye.
My new bitch look like